The process now is getting down to the whipped cream, you know, the steak and eggs kind of stuff. An officer and gentleman, a character that I don't see too many minority actors doing to non-minority actors and actresses. So, my shot, I went down to San Diego. I got to know Bill Dower, the in-chief of the MCRD, Marine Corps Recruitment Division.
Is Camp Pendleton?
Right, it's an extension of Camp Pendleton, where it gives a guide off the school buses and wake them up and shock them for the first time. I spent about 2 months down there. So I learned, I did the Iron Man course, did the stretching and hung out with him. I did everything but smoke the camels and drink the beer.
What, you did the Iron Man course?
Yeah.
Wow.
They wanted to see what it would take, what these guys were. Wow, I found out. They have my 100% respect. I was not going to do that part until I could do as much of them as possible, and I had them pay for a guy to come up with me. And so I showed up in the rehearsal, and I did the same thing like you saw in the movie, and they started laughing at me. And Taylor said, wait a minute. I said, cut. And the Marine said, cut. They sent me away. 10 days later, they had me come back, and the problem was gone. I don't know what they said. But as soon as I started speaking, they, yes, sir. I don't know what the Marines did, but I think the Marines should get the Oscar because they made it not a Hollywood movie. I think Richard wanted to win the fight, all kinds of stuff, and I was not the villain in that movie. They wanted the truth to be the truth because they are responsible for the lives of some very strong men and women, especially in warfare and stuff. You know, so they took over.
Was that at all coming from Taylor Hackford, the director?
Yeah, his cooperation. It came from Taylor, who cooperated with the Marines. There's one thing that happened during the fight that Richard wanted to win the fight because he was the lead, and normally movies would be Alan Ladd wins, you know, Marlon Brando wins. Richard says, I'm going to beat this. I want to beat him. And the Marine said, well, you could, but that's not the way we do things. We're going to die rather than lose. That's what you have to teach the men how to do. If you really want it, we've taught Lou well enough. We'll get out of the way and why don't you let Lou and Richard fight. And I looked at the Marines and said, what are you teaching them? Teaching them how to live successfully in warfare. So Taylor said, maybe we don't do that. Let have Richard have a couple of shots, and then you got it from there. So we just settled for that. And so I got a little hairline fracture when he was off balance.
You did the fight scene?
Oh, 97% of it.
Unbelievable.
And then Richard, I hit him on the shoulder a little bit. But other than that, it was a 3-day real stuff. So it's nice of a triumph because that's probably, with the exception of the defiant ones, a real honest confrontation with somebody in America of a different color, which is about to come up now, to be symbolic from fiddler to officer and gentleman. It looks like God's plan. Sidney Poitier acted in God's plan with the choice. Guess who's coming to dinner? There seems to be a master plan happening even today. And so I think we're not shocked when we have to change our minds about certain things we might have lived and believed for generations. I think these movies, these theaters, the music has a responsibility to lift our public a little bit more now these days. We're more than the court jester. We're affecting people very positively or negatively all the way through, all of the entertainment. We have a responsibility now. The world is in trouble. So we have a responsibility. Otherwise, we won't be able to act again. They won't be able to live again. There won't be a world in which entertainment is necessary. So we need to keep the glue together to keep these people thinking properly. And we can do that with anything we do if we study and care enough.